YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. Today is a Tarot Tuesday. I know we haven't called it that for a long time, have we? But it is a Tarot Tuesday tonight. So good evening to everybody here already. I've got to say, I'm feeling quite good today. Feeling quite good. In quite a good place. So yay. Hopefully we're going to do some lovely readings tonight. I've got to say thank you to everybody who was here on Sunday. I'm really enjoying these live streams at the moment. So hopefully, as long as the fibro, let me just get that in shot. There we go. Look, as long as the fibro stays fought and stays behaving, then hopefully we'll get a good run of some really nice streams. The community here is absolutely lovely. I've got to say, I watched back some of the doodah. I watched back some of the doodah, you know the doodah, don't you? Some of Sunday's stream, and it was really lovely actually seeing the comments and seeing everybody chatting away to each other in the comment section. That was so lovely because obviously when I'm doing the readings, I don't have the comment section up. It was so lovely just seeing the interaction in the comments. So yay, thank you everybody for that. This is what I've always wanted, you see. I've always wanted this really lovely, warm community, accepting community with our wonderful, diverse members of our community, just coming together, just chilling out, getting some tarot readings, getting a bit of guidance, and then just popping in every now and then just to say hi. So yeah, I'm loving it. Neil's here. Good evening to Neil. I've flashed up lots of messages in the chat already, but we'll say good evening to Patricia, good evening to Flower Beauty, good evening to Ed, good evening to Renata, good evening to Janice Kath, good evening to Neil, good evening to Sharon Ann Lopez. I don't know whether it's Sharon Ann, like with a hyphen, or Ann Lopez with a hyphen, or whether it's supposed to be just three separate names. Hence the reason for calling you Sharon Ann Lopez every time. But you're at work, so that's good. That's because spring's in the air. It's bloody well not, you know. We've got snow coming. There's snow coming, Patricia. We've got snow coming. Snow is on its way. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow of Beauty, or Flower Fairies of Beauty. Thank you very much. But yeah, we do have snow on, not quite en route, but it apparently is due very, very, very soon. So yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something to y'all, and I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. Never mind. Shall we do some tarot reading? So how does that work on this channel? Good evening to Kat. Sharon is fine. Okay, Sharon, that's lovely. That's lovely. I think you're now like the fourth Sharon I know, or that I speak to or speak of, if that makes sense. This, I need to somehow, I don't want to attach it to this permanently, but I do need to somehow... It's weird because the screen is flipped. So there we go. That looks good. Why not cheer you up? You do not like that white stuff. I mean, there's other white stuff. I'm just saying that, just putting that out there. Evaporated milk is what I'm thinking of, because condensed milk is normally a bit more cream, isn't it? But yes, what was I saying? It's all right. Listen, when it snows, Patricia, you get to stay indoors nice and cuddly, and put your jumper on and all of that. The snow will only be in your part of the city. It probably won't, unfortunately. It probably won't. It's coming in a few days, or within a few days, it should say, according to the old computer. Charlie the cat is helping you sort the fire out. How is he chopping wood with his claws like in Wolverine? He's like, and then you got like all the logs ready for the fire. That would be so cool if you could train your cat to do that, wouldn't it? Right, so what are we doing with tarot readings on this channel? There are two ways that you can get a reading. Okay, Now, the first way is to send it as a super chat. That's the easiest way to get a reading. So you send it as a super chat, it comes through, hits a different screen, flashes up, alarms go off, confetti. No, I'm not quite. It's not quite how it works, but it comes through on a different screen on my end. So I get to see it easier, and it comes up starred so I can find it and all of that lovely stuff. So that's the first way, super chat. The second way is wait until I've done all the super chats if we get any in, and then I will open up a free round. Now, the free round is basically when it's your chance to put in for a reading. Now, what I always do is I will pick one of those at random. Okay, so I will choose. I normally use the jog wheel, go up and down, up and down, up and down, and just stop on a reading. Although sometimes I will stop on a message from YouTube or a mod message or somebody saying hello or somebody talking about whatever else, right? So not every time will I stop on a reading, but I try to. And then that's what the reading that we do. So that is how we get readings on this channel. So good evening to Amrit Singh. Good evening to you. You're not a snow lover. Your balance is crap normally without the snow and ice. I know. Tell me about it. But when it's snowy, it gives me the perfect excuse to get my new rocks out. Yes, because at 6'1" and a bit, nearly 6'2", getting your new rocks out when your husband's like 5'10" is, well, 5'8", sorry, is a little bit difficult, right? Because I tower over him anyway. Adding in that much of a platform is a bit of a pain in the backside. However, or pain in my neck. Just give me a kiss. You know what I mean? So I don't normally wear my new rocks, but when it's snowy, it's the perfect excuse to get them out, dust them down, clean them off with a baby wipe, and go stomping around in the snow. So yay. Good evening to Ellis. Oh, okay, Charlie. Yeah, it's very useful, Charlie Cat. Thank you. Standing in front of the empty fire, getting in the way. That's very useful. Thank you, Charlie Cat. Seti's here as well. Good evening to you. I hope you are also well, Seti. And yeah, so then, before we go any further, there is obviously the housekeeping. I might make this into a little video so I can just press a button. Housekeeping. What do I mean by housekeeping? So there's some rules on the channel, okay? Firstly, tarot is for entertainment purposes, right? Don't take it, don't run your life by tarot. I mean, you know, some of us do, but don't do that, right? Don't do that. Mundane before magical. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only, but you make all your own decisions about your own life. Okay, so if the cards come up and suggest something's going in one direction, you decide whether you want to go in that same direction or whether that's enough of a warning and you're going to divert. Okay, it's like following a sat nav. The sat nav is very good at saying turn this way, turn that way. This is all the potential roads. However, if while you're driving you notice coming up over there where you're supposed to go straight over the roundabout, that roundabout is blocked or that road is diverted, then don't follow what the sat nav says, do you? You find your own way. Or if you're following your sat nav and you drive, I don't know why this is driving, you know, it's also milking a cow. But yeah, if you're driving while milking a cow, keeping it clean. If you're driving while milking a cow, no, but if you like when you are driving, if you're driving on streets that you know and the sat nav says to go from A to B, you've got to go up here, around here, do that, and you go, no, I'll just go down William Street. Why am I doing that? That's you making your own choice. This is the same with the tarot. We can give you guidance, we can give you some answers, we can give you some pointers, but you make those decisions. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. Do please bear that in mind. I am not an expert in those areas, just a gifted amateur. And also, you've got to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading. And as the lovely Neil always says, remember, anything you put in the question box, anything you put on the super chat, any comment you make, not just on this channel, but anywhere on the internet, is out there for life. Okay, it's out there forever. I could delete this channel, I could delete all the streams, and somebody somewhere would still be able to find what you're putting out on the internet. So that should be used not only for today, but in general. Be aware of what you're putting out there on the internet. You don't want to dox yourself. Equally, as I always say, if you're having a secret affair with your boss's other half or your boss, then maybe you don't want that information living out there on the internet. So, you know, just be aware of all of your own internet safety. All of that being said, I do believe it's time. It is time. Let's yeah, look. Thank you, Neil. I knew Neil would put it on there. Oh, well done, Ed. You've also managed to do the manager's job today. Well done. Well done, my friend. Well done. Good evening to Elise as well. Good evening to Andressa Silva. Well, you've worked out that she's turned into Pinocchio. There we go. There we go. Thank you. We're back. Hopefully you could still hear me. Virgin are claiming that there is no issue with our internet. So we are still trying to get a new hub sent out. I've got all new cables and everything, and we're still getting this halting issue. So hopefully that will get sorted soon. If not, I am going, I was going to say horizontal, but that's not what it is. What is it? I am going... Not Halloween. What's the thing called? Oh my gosh. Come on, brain. Hang on. Hurricane. There we go. I'm going in hurricane mode, if that makes sense. Oh my God, Ed. How long since I've been Hurricane Lisa? I mean, I could not remember that name. Anyhow, let's get cracking with the knacking. So if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead, do the things now. I am officially opening up that there round. And yeah, go ahead. You can send it via super chat, or you can put your name down in the comment section now and put your questions, starting with the word question, please. That's really important. Start with the word question, and then I will pick one of those at random. If you want to guarantee your question is first and you want to guarantee yourself a longer question, all you need to do is send it via a super chat. Just in case you need a handy dandy reminder, here's our Derek with a quick recap. That was almost Cilla Black, wasn't it? Almost. There we go. Right then, let me entertain you. No, let me have a look. Let me have a look. So then, I've got some questions in. Thank you very much for those. Let's have a look now. Bum, 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 bum. We're going to close on this one. Is this a meter reading? Yes, it is. It's a meter reading. What? Is this a reading? Yes, it is. So, Andressa Silva, hopefully I'm saying that right. Andressa Silva, let's take the, oh God. You know, when you put your glasses on, when you haven't been wearing them, and all of a sudden everything's in focus and your eyes are like, oh, I can see that, very much that. Right, let's have a look. Andressa Silva, question, is Carlos Daniel good looking? What? Is Carlos Daniel good looking? It depends on what you call good looking. I don't know how we can... I tell you what, we'll ask the cards rather than is he good looking, because that is a very subjective question. We will say, is he going to be attractive to you? Attractive. Are you going to find Carlos Daniel attractive? That's what we'll ask. Right then. So let's swap the camera over. Hopefully this is in not too bad of a position. Not too bad. Oh, I can't take it down anymore, and then we'll put the light on. Look, I've repaired the light. Well, I say repaired it, I just put new batteries in because, you know, lazy cow. Anyway, there we go. Look, there's the, oh, hang on, it's not no, that way. There we are. Perfection personified. Right then, so Wispy, bring in Wispy and let's have a look. Is Carlos Daniel good looking? So Wispy, Andressa Silva would like to know, is Carlos Daniel good looking? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very simple. Shall we just do a one card pull, Wispy? Let's do a one card pull, okay? Is Carlos Daniel attractive to Andressa Silva? Will Andressa Silva find Carlos good looking? Oh, interesting card. Now, this does not mean what it says on the tin, okay? Do not panic. Do not worry about what this card is, right? I am very, very, very serious. Do not worry that this card is this card, okay? It doesn't mean what it says on the tin. It doesn't mean what it is, right? If that makes sense. Just do not panic. Right. So the card is the Devil card reversed. Now, this is interesting because let me first of all, let's play the standard where is it? 15. Come on, 15. There we go. So this is the standard image of the devil with, you know, satanic-y demon-y thing. But in this deck, we've got more of the meaning behind it. Now, the devil in this way up is talking about materialism. So it's talking about physical being above spirit. This way round, it's kind of doing a bit of the opposite, right? And when we're asking this very, very specific question, I think you are going to be very drawn to Carlos Daniel, very, very, very drawn to him, but not necessarily physically initially. Okay, now that doesn't mean he's not going to be attractive, but it could well be that it's like you connect on a different level at first, and then as you get to know him, you suddenly go, oh, he's a bit of all right. Do you know what I mean? I don't think necessarily it's going to be you see a picture and you stop everything, your eyes go out on stalks and you go the whole, you know, awooga, like the cartoons. I don't think it's going to be that, but it is going to be like you're drawn to the spirit over the physical, and then the physical is also quite nice, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense, Andressa. So yes, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully, I think you will be attracted to him in more ways than one, if that makes sense. I do think you're going to be attracted to more than just his looks. So hopefully that's a good thing. Thank you very much for the question. I don't think I've ever been asked that in 28, nearly 29 years of doing tarot readings. I don't think I've ever been asked, will I find XYZ attractive? So there you go. Well done for asking the first question tonight, and a new one for me. That is absolutely bonkers. But yes, thank you for that. That does make sense. Oh, thank you. Hi, Amrit Singh. It does make sense. No problem at all. Did you not give, what was that? Did you not give the batteries a bit of attention? What do you mean? The batteries are dead. And they're non-rechargeably ones. So yeah, you are the first to ask. That is that you are the first person to ever ask whether you're going to find somebody attractive. So yes, Amrit Singh, just bear with. Yeah, we're not opening a round just yet. Oh, I'm just about to open a second round, I should say. So yes, do pause a second until I open another round is what I'm trying to say. Right then, don't forget everybody, if you haven't already, please do like the button. So let me tell you, right, it's been a good day today, but it's been a bit of a long day today, and so you can hear it in my voice, and you can probably tell I'm a little bit tired, right? I don't know whether it's the fibro or what it is, but I'm a little bit tired. And yeah, so if I keep using the wrong words tonight, oops, you'll understand the reason why. Okay, so yes, do like the button and ding the like, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is hit the like button if you haven't done already, and then subscribe and ding your bell to let YouTube know that you want to know every time I upload a video. Hopefully that makes sense. Right then, let's have a little look. The snow will only be in your part of the city, Lisa. Will it? Oh, have you looked on the doodah then? have you looked on the oh, hang on. No, that's all the way back there. What is going on? The chat just jumped. Wowza. Right. So then let's have a look. Lots of people are asking questions in the chat. Bear with. I am opening up a free round. In fact, go on. We'll open up another round now. Opening up another round right now. So put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. That's really, really important. Look, it's just about to come up on here screen now. Look, send your question with the word question, and I will read for those I am drawn to. I'll actually pick one at random. So that's really important. Start your question with the word question, or send it as a super chat right now, and I will get to those, and I will pick one of the free ones at random. Okay, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Pop your questions in right now. I'm going to hit this one just to give you another 15 seconds or so. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Honestly, that wasn't because I wanted to slurp my coffee. Honestly. Honestly, that wasn't what I was doing. I wasn't just making all the noises of slurping a coffee, honest. Or I might have been. Right, let's have a look. Oh gosh. Sharon, you're asking two different questions. Oh, hang on, turn the banner off, Lisa. There we go. Right, up and down in the one, all the way from there to there. Right, okay. And we're going with this one. What does that say? Oh, hang on. Sakshi Chuhan. I don't know if I'm probably butchering that name. I do apologize. Sakshi, question: struggling with my job placement from August. Please guide you. Okay, we will have a look on a career reading then. So the situation, the obstacle, and how to overcome. That's a good one, Wispy. So then let's change camera. I wish there was a button, like I've got a button to do on with the readings. I wish I had a button to press and it would automatically swap cameras. I haven't quite worked out how to do that yet. But anyway, let's cleanse the space. There you go. Cleanse it between readings, and we'll bring in Wispy. So Wispy, oh gosh. Sakshi Chuan would like to know that they are struggling with their job placement at the moment, and they would like some guidance, please. Can we please guide them? So let's have a look. Oh, we've had a card flip or drop. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles is work, career, finances. 9 is when something is normally full for me. 10 is overflowing. 9s are full. But look, this is reversed. So I think there's a bit of an issue with this in terms of finances. When you say you're struggling with your job placements, Sakshi, is that down to a lack of sort of actual money, or is it a lack of sort of prospects? Because I've got to say, it could go either way. When the card is reversed like this, you can see if it was this way up, we're talking about we've got our table, all of our table settings. We're going to eat this lovely food. It can sometimes refer to famine or feast. So it's either, you know, all or nothing. But when it's reversed, it's a little bit difficult because it's saying it's almost like the table is laden, but there's nothing to eat. It's like this is all, you know, plastic film in a film set or something. Plastic food in a film set, and there's nothing actually there that's available. So again, you're left with that empty plate. So let's just see how that pans out. Whenever we get a card jump out of the deck, if it's just one card, it's not my dodgy shuffling. That's Wispy trying to kick a card out to get my attention. We call it a clarifying card, or a oh my gosh, my brain tonight. Clarifying or modifying card. That's what I was trying to say. Right then, so let's have a look. We're doing the situation. Oh, the Two of Wands. Okay. Wands is about self-esteem, confidence. Twos are normally about other people. So maybe there's somebody at work that is a little bit of a problem. Maybe somebody's taking the piss a little bit. We've got the sun coming up in the obstacle, but the sun is reversed, so there is a lack of growth. I don't think there's many opportunities for you here with this job. And the 10 of Cups is how you overcome it. So I don't think at the moment, right? I don't think at the moment. Let me just say, I don't think right now that you are being fulfilled in this job, and I don't think that there is any potential for you to actually get, increased job, increased position, like what's it called, promotions, pay rises, things like that. I don't think you're going to have that. The Two of Wands is normally quite a good situation. It's quite a good card, quite a good in the situation card if you were talking about friendships and things. But I'm wondering about this because it's almost like, look, we've got a match and we've got a beeswax candle. Now the thing is, here they look fine together, but the beeswax candle is going to use all the energy of the match and leave the match useless for the beeswax candle to shine. Is this something that's happening for you in the workplace? Are you doing a bunch of work and someone else is taking credit? Question mark, question mark, question mark. In the obstacle position, as I say, we've got the sun. Now, quite often when we're dealing with the sun, we're dealing with this sort of bright, sunny type image. Often there's a child on horseback. In this deck, we've got this lovely couple. It's a little child on horseback. We've got children in the background flying a kite, or a family flying a kite. We've got other people sat on this park bench all the way in the background. Look, we've got this swing, and then we've got this couple or these friends with a dog and the sunflowers having a lovely picnic on a lovely bright sunny day. That would be talking about growth. It would be talking about, moving forward, things, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying life in general. But this is reversed, and this is in the obstacle position. So I don't think there was a lot of growth for you right now. And I don't think this job placement, I don't think this job tickles your pickle or floats your boat. I don't think it's the right thing for you at all. It's almost like, because we've got this Nine of Pentacles coming up as a clarifying, it's almost like you're there. You want to learn, you want to grow, you want to find out lots of things, but as you're doing this job, you're like, actually this really isn't for me. Which is why in the opportunity on how to overcome this lack of growth, basically the 10 of Cups is saying, go somewhere else, follow your heart, follow where it is that you want to be. This is overflowing, saying, like, I think you've probably realized, according to the cards, I think you have realized right now that this is not the right place. Right. And it's almost like, do you know what? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a social worker, and I was planning on doing that and everything. And, that never, ever happened. I ended up, being a singer. I was on stage, being a performer, working in pubs, in clubs, and all of that. That was my career for a long, long time. And now I'm a tarot reader. So, at no point have I ever done that job that I was absolutely adamant that I wanted to do. However, I did look at social work quite a lot and spoke to a lot of social workers, and it was what they were telling me about that career and the limitations and how there was all this red tape and you couldn't necessarily support people the way that I wanted. That's why I got out of it. And it's almost like this is the similar thing for you. It's like you tried this and you've given it a fair go, but actually your heart really isn't in it. And there's no growth here, and it feels really, it feels really stagnant. And I think the only thing that you can do is to follow your heart and try and find something else that actually does hit those requirements a little bit better, Sakshi, because it does feel like if you stay in this position, then it may well be that, you know, your time is wasted. Do you know what I mean? I hope that helps, my darling. I don't know if it does or not. But yeah, the cards seem to say it's famine or feast in this position. There's a lot of uncertainty in terms of career and finances long term. The sun is saying there's not a lot of growth, and the outcome card is, or the opportunity card is saying follow your heart, and that means to possibly go somewhere else. But again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, my darling. But thank you ever so much for the question. That is your reading for today. Right then, let's have a look at the chat again. Swap the cameras back over and turn the camera, the torch off. I need to do that. Can one of the mods, can you please remind me at the end of the stream to turn the bloody torch off? Because I can guarantee you I'll leave it on, and that's why the batteries run out. True story, true story, true story. Right then, how's everybody doing? We're back on the live. I can see the comment screen. Anjali Shukla, hang on a second, my darling. We haven't opened a round yet. Hang on, let me, if I stick the banner back on. Yeah, we go. I'll stick that on. We're not opening a free round just yet, my darling. I will do very, very, very soon. Don't forget, everybody, if you want to support the channel, you can do so in a number of ways. You can send a super chat, a super thanks. I don't know quite what a super thanks is, but also you can join our membership, our coffee club crew, because as if it isn't obvious, I am a coffee addict. Now, I used to think, right, that the reason I liked coffee and drank so much of it was because it kept me alert. I didn't realize that it's an ADHD thing where it actually helps your brain to process a little bit better. So that's interesting. That's very interesting to me. But anyway, our coffee club crew is what we call our membership. We do a live stream each and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. And normally the coffee club crew is where I will upload videos at least a day before they go up on YouTube. Now, to be fair, the card of the day videos that I'm working on at the moment, those may not go up on the coffee club crew first, or they might go up on in bulk. So you might get all 7 days worth one at the time. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask the members over there what they would prefer. But if you would like to join us in the Coffee Club crew on a live stream and the Q&A, which I keep saying we're going to do, I'm going to sit Rufus down and we're going to book that in for February. That will be a February thing that we do. But if you'd like to join us on that, you can do so by joining us along at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, just in case you didn't get that. Just sending. Oh, did I not even send it? Oh, I did send it. Right then, so yes, you can join our membership over there. Right, shall we open up a round? Let's open up another free round. So if you would like a tarot reading, you know what you need. I'm pressing buttons and nothing is happening at my end. Hang on a second. If you see me looking over here, it's because that's telling me I've got a little doodah just up here. It's there on my screen, just telling me what the internet is like. And it all seems fine. So yeah, let's have a look. So if you would like a reading, please go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of those at random. Okay, I've got some questions in. So then let's do the uppy downy thing with the mouse. Hang on. So it's just on this page and we're going with this one. Who's this? Elise. Elise, good evening, my darling. Question. I love reading. Hang on, what does that say? I love reading near future. I am single. Okay, my darling. Let's have. Come on. There we go. Let's have a little look for you, my darling. Everyone else, do me a favor. Copy and select and copy your question. And I will open up another free round after this. Don't forget, if you want a longer reading, a bit more detailed reading, you can do that by sending a super chat. Right then, Elise. Oops, that's my bad shuffling. That isn't wispy because I've not even rung me bell. What is going on? Here we go. Cleanse the space. There we go. Cleanse the space. Bring in the dragon, and let's see. So then, wispy. Elise would like to know. I would like to have a general love reading, please, for the near future. It's a good time of it for it. Valentine's Day is coming up rapidly, isn't it? What day is it today? What's the date today? The 6th. So a week tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Yes, so be prepared, everyone. If you haven't already, go and get your loved one a lovely bunch of flowers, or order them or whatever, and get a card and get a box of chocolates. What else do you have to buy? You have to buy all this stuff, don't you? What else do you have to buy? But book a nice expensive table for dinner. Yeah, what else? Buy them some diamonds and some gold. And do you know what? I find all of that bollocks. I think all of that is such a load of old bull, right? Do you know what I love to do on Valentine's Day? I like to snuggle up on the sofa and watch a film. That's what I like to do. I know, right? Isn't it boring? I don't need fancy meals. I don't need, anything else. Just snuggle up together even with like a blanket over us, so we're all nice and cozy. Maybe get a takeaway because I can't be bothered cooking on Valentine's because it's Valentine's. Do I need cards? No. Do I have cut flowers? No. My other half knows never to get me cut flowers because to me it's just a symbol of death. Because all they do is they look lovely for a few days. Well, they look lovely for a couple of days, and then they look okay for a couple of days, and then they look a bit past their best for a couple of days, and then they look dead, and then you chuck them out. So you're just watching something slowly go from beautiful to dead. You know what I mean? If I want to watch that, I'll look in the mirror as I age. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Why would you anyway? So my other half knows to buy me things like lavender plants that I can plant out in the garden and things like that. So yes, Valentine's Day is coming, but obviously if you are single, do you know what I'd recommend you do? Have a self-love day. Have a self-love day, whatever that means for you, whether it means enjoying yourself on a physical level, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of that, or whether it means just pampering yourself, have a nice day, eat some nice food, do whatever you want to do for yourself. Valentine's Day should be more about self-love than it is about buying lots of shit from the supermarket. But anyway, let's have a look. So Elise, a love reading for you, my darling, for the near future. Let's have a look. We're going to go with I'll tell you what, we'll go with the nice standard. Where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is. Okay, where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is. Let's have a look. So then, Wispy, we want to find out, where is Elise? What does Elise need to know? We got the King of Wands. And what the opportunity is for love. So the King of Wands. Now, I don't know whether this is representing some red flags that you might have had recently that might be around king type energy that you are either manifesting or that you are around, as in somebody. Okay, so it could be there is somebody around you that is trying to be a bit of an alpha, and a little bit of a red flag going on, because the King of Wands tends to pop up for us on this channel more when we're dealing with red flags than it does when we're dealing with, lovely, wholesome kings. So, yeah. Anyway, let's have a look, Elise. So where you are in the romance field. Oh, Page of Swords. Oh, shit. It's not gone well for you, my darling, has it, romance? It hasn't gone well recently. Page of Swords. So the page is quite young energy, quite naive energy. Swords is trouble and strife, and when it's reversed, I think you've had a bit of a bastard, as we would say in the UK. Not a bastard, but a bastard. Bit of a bastard, because it really does feel like it really does feel like, yeah, someone's been a bit manipulated, to be fair, with the page. They've tried to, just be a bit of a bastard, an all-round bit of a bastard, let's put it that way. What you need to know. Oh, King of Cups. Okay, so there is a King of Cups around you, but this is reversed energy. Hang on, let's pull the other card and then let's see. Oh, the Hanged One. Okay, the opportunity. So there is a king around you, although he's a bit distant at the moment. There is somebody somewhere in your vicinity, and I don't mean that necessarily physically, but you do have a king energy around you. This is in the what you need to know. And so the King of Cups is all about the romance. He's all about the he's a little bit of a player sometimes, but he's all about the romance. He's all about, look, he's in the bedroom, he's taken off his crown, he's taken off his shoes. Sometimes they say you get your shoes under the table. Well, he's right on the end of the bed, look. So there's a lot happening with this king card image. It's saying that there is an authority figure. He is around you, but he's not yet revealed that he's got an interest. So it could be somebody you already know in a position of authority, or somebody that's got quite a high ranking type job. It could also be somebody that is waiting to come in, if that makes sense. So somebody that you are due to meet or due to connect with soon. Soon. I don't think just yet, because we've got the Hanged One or the Hangman in a traditional deck, and what the Hanged One represents is literally that idea of waiting and pausing and taking stock, and a little bit of sacrifice in the short term for a long-term benefit. And so it really does feel like the love energy is here with the King of Cups. I think we need to be very careful that the King of Wands, this red flag energy, doesn't override the King of Cups energy, if that makes sense. Because it's kind of like saying, if there is somebody around who goes knock, knock, knock like that, right? Then it could be that your first instinct will be to red flag the person, because they aren't necessarily saying how they feel or recognizing how they feel yet. Does that make sense, Elise? But it does feel like, if this is where you are, a little bit hurt, maybe a little bit damaged from a previous relationship, licking the wounds, all of that, then this is what you need to know. There is somebody here, right? There is somebody here already, or somebody about to come into your life. And this is just talking about, just be patient. Be patient. It will pay off in the long run. Just be patient. Also, if you happen to like Japanese bondage or Japanese rope art, as it's also called on the interwebs, then yeah, look, that could also be a thing. But anyway, I hope that helps. It really does feel like you just got to bide your time. Just be patient, right? Yeah, there is an old saying, you got to kiss a lot of toads before you find the prince. And it does feel like this King of Wands is a little bit of a warning that maybe your red flag will get raised, and you might have to just be a little bit aware of that. It's, how can I put it, right? I think it's one of these situations, at least, where your gut instinct may well be wrong, because I think your gut instinct is being led by this Page of Swords. So your gut instinct is going, oh, beware, beware, beware. Listen to it, park it, hold it there for a second, and then maybe have a little look, have a little think. Are you reacting purely and simply because he reminds you of something that happened in the past? Or is this a genuine red flag where you're getting, you know what I mean? You're getting like trauma alert. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I do think, though, you've just got to be patient. You've got to be patient, my darling. It will come out right in the end. The Hanged One is a lovely, lovely, lovely card. It really is. The Hangman, the Hanged One, the Hanged Person. It's a lovely card, and it talks about not yet now, it will come. And with that, my darling, I say thank you ever so much for your question. Let's have a look on the comments. Where are we? There we go. Oh, Elise, I am planning to travel for a few months. Really? So I think I'm not really focusing on love right now. No, absolutely. If you're planning to travel, wait until you come back. Wait until you come back, because it could well be that there's somebody that likes you. And when you travel, it's that absence makes the heart grow fonder thing. So it could be somebody that kind of wants to ask you on a date, but isn't. And then you go off traveling for 6 months, and then you come back and they're like, oh, I really missed you. Or it could be somebody that you meet when you are back, if that makes sense. So this idea of them either being in your life but not mentioning anything, or coming into your life a little bit down the line, it's like it's there. We've just got to wait for you to be back in the position for you to acknowledge it, if that makes sense. Nice to know that someone is interested, or someone new on me. I think absolutely. No problem at all. I knew he learned a great deal on the sagas, but didn't know about Gandalf. Hang on, I feel like there's a whole other conversation going on. Pretty sure Tolkien researched and used him for Gandalf. Used who? Oh, hang on. Gandalf is Swartalf. Tolkien borrowed most names from the sagas, did he? I didn't know that. Hang on, what are you looking at? You've not read from it yet. Ooh, you got a new card deck. Right. I'm not going. I kind of want to go back up in the deck, but oh, hang on, Holland's here. Good evening, Holland. Good evening, my love. I didn't know. Yes, have a lovely. I shouldn't have. Of all the messages I could have clicked on, I didn't even read that then. Yes, have a lovely whatever. Yes, indeed. You feel the same about flowers, isn't it sad? Like give me a pot plant, give me one of those patio roses. You know what I mean? Give me some bulbs in a lovely pot where we can grow them, and then they grow big and tall and strong. You've got another deck. Yeah. That's about right. Patricia, who has like a whole library of tarot decks and books, is definitely in need of another deck. It sounds like you've got it must be like a Norse type thing then, a Norse deck, a Viking-y type deck. Anyway, let's have a look. I hope everybody is doing all right tonight. I'm actually I'm doing okay. The voice is more croaky than I feel, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't feel bad at all. Just by the way, if you are new here, you might not know that our lovely moderators are an incredible bunch. They really are a lovely bunch of people that help us out no end on the YouTubes. But they're also really talented. Our lovely Patricia, who's in the chat talking about tarot cards and witchy stuff. Excuse me. She is she's a very powerful witch. She's been practicing for a hell of a long time, and she's incredibly knowledgeable. Is our Patricia. Ed in the chat works for an amazing charity and does amazing things with that. Neil in the chat has been publishing a horror zine for longer than I've known him, and I've known him for 25 years, something like that. And Holland runs an amazing YouTube channel called the Imaginary Kazoo Orchestra, and also an Etsy shop called Blue Chalice. So yeah, they are a very talented bunch of people. And do you know what they do on this channel? They help keep the chat safe. They interact with all our lovely subscribers, and they keep the chat absolutely safe and sound and warm and welcoming to all. So yeah, do excuse me if I hit this magic button and play a little shout out to those moderators that have their own Etsy shops. So I do recommend them. Listen, not just because they're moderators on the channel, but because they are genuinely wonderful people, and I genuinely 100% stand by and recommend both of these shops.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. There we go. Right, I'm back. Hello. So then, oh, hang on. Yggdrasil, a Norse type deck on gods, Jotnar, elves. I have no idea what any of that means. The only word I recognize there is Yggdrasil Norse type deck. Oh, and gods. Jotnar, don't know what that is. Elves, don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. But yes. Well, I'm glad you two can have a lovely discussion about it in the chat. I am very happy to facilitate the fact that you two can have a lovely chat about it. It sounds incredibly complicated and way above my pay grade, but yes, thank you ever so much. Right then, should we do some more tarot readings with a deck that isn't that complicated? By the way, if anybody wants to know, the deck I'm using today is the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck. It's a wonderfully inclusive deck. It's fairly new, came out at the end of last year. It's by Charlie Claire Burgess, absolutely, and it's got lots and lots and lots of diverse people in the deck. So there's different races, different genders, different abilities. I don't know whether you noticed the King of Cups in that card has got a cochlear implant. Some of the cards have people with artificial limbs and all sorts in a wheelchair. It's just a really, really lovely deck. Different body types, different abilities, different races, different genders, all sorts of things. It's really, really good. So yes, go on then, everybody. Let's start another round. If you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. If, however, you want to guarantee that you are next, you can do that by sending a super chat, and then that will guarantee not only do you get a longer reading, but you'll also get your reading next. So go ahead and send your question one of those two ways. And while you do that, we're going to watch this. There we go. Let's have a little look. Right then. So where's my banners button? Hang on a second. There we go. Turn that one off. Back on the comments screen. There's a lot. Do you know what? I wish you could all see the stuff that happens on a live stream from my end, from my side of the screen, because it's a hell of a lot harder than people realize with all the bits and pieces that are happening. There's multiple screens, multiple things to trigger, multiple stuff that goes wrong, and stuff that I've got to do all at the same time. So yeah, it is. If ever I'm like, what, where, what, who, that's the reason why. So, excuse me, I've got hiccups or something. I don't know what's happening. Let's have a little look. See, I got a load of questions in. I think that's all of them from there to there. So then here we go. We are going up and down. Oh, hang on. I've just moved the blooming thing. I moved the jog wheel instead of just, there we go. That's it. I meant I rolled the screen up, if that makes sense, rather than doing it that way. Right then, we're going with this one. Who's this? Patricia. Yes, it is a fabulous deck, but I thought that, hang on, let me just bring that. There we go. Right then, so here we're going with this one. Sherry. Good evening, Sherry. What can I look forward to in February? I've got no idea yet. We'll see what the cards have in store. Don't forget, if you are posting your questions in the chat and yours hasn't been selected yet, in other words, if you are not Sherry, then do go ahead and send it via a super chat, and then that can guarantee that your reading would be next. Just cleansing the space. There we go. And bringing in Wispy. So then, Wispy, Sherry would like to know, or Cherie would like to know, what they can look forward to in February. So what is coming up for February? So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look at the energy that you've been dealing with, the energy that you're with now, and the energy to come, if that makes sense. So we'll see how the patterns... Ooh, we'll see how the patterns keep evolving. So then, Sherry, let's have a look. Before we do, we've had a card drop, and that card is the Queen of Pentacles. I tell you, Wispy really likes his clarifying cards. So the Queen of Pentacles, what's the Queen of Pentacles about? Pentacles is about work, career, finances, or effort and growth, that sort of thing, if you like, that sort of context. The Queen is nurturing energy. And as this card depicts, queens don't just have to be assigned female at birth, or, you know, queens can be anything. The nurturing energy, anybody can manifest nurturing energy. And also, if you look, there's a little bunny rabbit there, because it also sometimes relates to what the bunny rabbits do best, if that makes sense. And I don't mean eating carrots. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Right, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles as your clarifying card. Thank you, by the way, Janice Kath. That's just popped up on my screen. I've got your question. I'll do yours next, my darling. So what does the Queen of Pentacles mean? It's as a clarifying card, we're looking through the lens of that nurturing growth energy, but also, is there a financial element here? Is there a work element here? We'll have a look and see. So as soon as a card jumps out, we cut the deck, we stop shuffling, because it's Wispy's way of saying that's it, the cards are where I need them to be. So then let's have a look. The energy, the energy that's coming in from last month, from January, the energy that's still kind of circulating is the King of Pentacles. So we've got the Queen as you're clarifying, the King of Pentacles reversed. Was there a lot of expenses in January? I don't just mean like, you know, the Christmas bills coming in. Was there a lot of expenses? Were there unexpected expenses? Were there unexpected issues around money and work that came to light in January that you are still you're still dealing with now? Ooh, and then we've got the High Priestess energy. Now, the High Priestess in the present quite often looks a little bit more like this, sat on a throne between two pillars. Our High Priestess in this deck is sat well, she's sat on something, you don't quite see it, but she is between the two pillars, and we can see all of the magical tattoos and symbolism that she's got there. We've also got this treasure chest, which she is ready to open and reveal the secrets. The High Priestess often talks about spirituality, but it can also mean dogmatic. So like doing things by rote, doing things by, you know, it's almost like if you've been to a Catholic school, not that I ever have, but if you go to a Catholic school, you get taught every single morning, you must do this, 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 and this. And it's almost like that regimented, like being in the army. You've got to say prayers, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do, you know what I mean? And the High Priestess can sometimes be talking about that. In terms of the career element, she's also quite well respected. There's like, if you like, you've got the Emperor and the Empress, and the Hierophant and the High Priestess are the two they're the two couples that run the kingdom of the tarot deck, if you like. So the Emperor and the Empress tend to deal with the political, the dealing with the people's physical needs, and the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Sometimes the Hierophant is called the Pope and the High Priestess is called the Papess. Those two deal with the spiritual side, so there's a very strong spiritual connection going on as well. So it does feel like this could be a work situation that you're struggling with, or it could be that you're getting rid of the physical elements from January. So you're getting rid of that need for money, those bills and everything, and you're looking at things in a bit more of a spiritual light, shall we say, a bit more zen, a bit more, you know, bit more yoga, a bit on a low spend month or something like that. And then for the future card, we've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now, I don't know whether this is just finances or whether this is the career aspect, but it really does feel like there is something here, Sherry, about this work or money situation, because you've got 3 Pentacle cards coming up, right? 2 in your main reading are reversed. This one, when the Four of Pentacles is this way up, I know it looks a bit horrific with the tree being cut down, but it's still talking about stagnancy. It's talking about things not really moving forward. You know, the tree's gone, so it should make way for new growth, for a whole new tree, but actually it's going to sprout again from this little seedling. It's attached to it's the same root system. So even though it's been cut down and you think you're going to start over and start scratch, it's actually going to be the same system just over and over and over again. So you've got that it's stable, but it's stagnant when it's this way. Now, I don't know whether this is your work element or whether this is a financial element. I think either way, you've got to be really, really careful, because you want to be able to do this nurturing vibe. You want to look after people and nourish people and all of that. And I think that's important. But in all of this High Priestess, I think you need to be very, very, very aware of your own needs. So I think February is going to be a difficult one, because there's still financial pressures coming in from the year before and the month before. There's still this need, this draw for your money. It feels like it's just going out all the way. It's going out. You're spending it not on you, but you're spending it to support others, to look after others. And this sort of spiritual element for yourself, I think this is you realizing that actually, you know, you do have to put yourself first sometimes, but there's this element of, yeah, but it's the right thing to do, even though it may well be causing you some hardship. Does that make sense? Just be very, very, very aware. Like this Queen of Pentacles coming up with this Four of Pentacles, looking through this lens, it's like, sometimes it's really good to be the type of person that helps others, and to, you know, what is it they say? They'll give you the shirt off their back. That's great. That's wonderful. But the thing is, this High Priestess is only wearing a vest and knickers at this point. There isn't much left to give. Do you know what I'm saying? There isn't much left to give. You've given it all. What now? If you carry on giving, you're going to end up naked and without. And sometimes with this stagnancy and with this lack of sort of new finances coming into play, just be really, really mindful, because this nurturing card and you know what I mean? Just be really careful, Sherry. It does feel like February is going to continue to be a month, a financial drain on you, but do please be mindful of your own self-care, your own self-love, your own needs, physical as well as your emotional, if that makes sense. But my darling, I hope that helps. I really do. Right, let's have a look. My heart goes out to you, my darling, because I've had to learn, and even my nibbling, my sibling's eldest has recently had to learn as well, about wanting to be there for friends, but sometimes friends and family do let you down, even though they don't necessarily mean to. And you can end up having very expensive bills and very expensive things happen that leave you a bit struggling, even though you've done the right by others. So yeah, it does make sense. Thank you, my darling. You're right. Thank you, my darling. And that is how you're feeling. Listen, just if there's a way to slow the flow of energy out, of the money out, if there's a way to slightly turn that tap so it's not as much flowing out, or if there's a way to turn that tap off entirely, then you might need to do that in February for this next sort of 3 or 4 weeks, just so that you're able to go, do you know what, I need to look after myself. I need to get to March and April and the summer. Just, just pause. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps. Thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us on the stream. Right, Janice Caff, pen. Oh, what's pen? I've got no idea. Do you know what? Since doing this, I am aware of so many different currencies. I've got no idea what pen could be. It's not yen, because that's a completely different thing, and that would say yen on it. Polish euro. Polish euro notes. Yeah, because that's what a currency is going to be called, isn't it, Lisa? The Polish euro notes. Yes, that's exactly what a country would name their currency. The Polish euro notes. Oh my lordy lord, what the hell do I say sometimes? Do you know what? Also, since doing this stream, it has really brought to me just how little I know about geography. Anywho, good job I don't need that, innit? I've 29 years tarot experience and maybe 2 or 3 years starting to learn about geography. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Janice Caff, not Caff, bloody hell. Right, let's go ahead and do your reading. Let me have a look. Right, so swap the camera over. We cleanse the space, as always, with the bell. Let's turn the light up to full blast. We bring in Wispy's energy. And so, question, Wispy. Janice Caff is saying, today I had contact with my friend. Hang on, I need to bring that a little bit higher. Can I bring that higher? Nope. Okay. Today I had contact with my friend Claudio once again because of his birthday. Does he have a romantic interest in you? Thanks a lot. Let's have a look. So then, Wispy, are we dealing with a little bit of... Oh my. Let's have a look. So then we're going to go with what 6 cards shall we do? Wispy, what shall we do? What do we want? A nice romantic... Right then, because you're asking about having contact again, let's do the past, present, future from a love perspective as an inverted triangle. Okay, Wispy, if that all makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I know, right? We need to get translators. What does Lisa mean when she says a past, present, future inverse triangle from a romance perspective? We do need to get that sometime. Maybe I'll have to write them or something. That's another thing we need to discuss, Holland. It won't be tomorrow because I'm in London tomorrow. But let's have a look. Right, past, present. Oh, again with the Page of Swords in the past there. Present with a king. Hang on a second. I put these different places in the deck. Okay. Past, present, and future. Right, and then the connective tissue between the Page of Swords and the King. Oh, the Knight of Wands. Okay, interesting. Connecting the King of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups, we've got the 4 of Swords. You're getting all the blooming suits today. And, the Death card. Right, now listen. Again, warning. This does not mean death. This does not mean anyone's going to snuff it. Nobody is going to be unalived. This is not talking about our physical body ending, okay? That is not what this card means. It always means rebirth, the end of a chapter, the end of a cycle. It never means like somebody snuffing it or, no longer taking their final breath, crossing over the Rainbow Bridge. None of that. It doesn't mean that, okay? So just before we go any further, just be aware of that. It doesn't mean what it says on the tin, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean what it says on the front of the card. So then the past, present, and future of your relationship situation or your situationship with Claudio. Let's have a look. So in the past, we've got the Page of Swords. So I don't know whether or not you were at college or university together, whether there was this sort of education type element involved, but we've got the Page of Swords. Sorry, Swords is trouble and strife. Swords is all about challenges. And hang on, there we go. Let me just get ready for the major. Swords is all about challenges. It's all about it's all about issues and hurdles to overcome, if that makes sense, right? So there's a lot here that you need to deal with. There's a lot here that in the past, kind of, maybe you were too young, maybe, you know, the friendship kind of never really went too deep, and maybe that you couldn't really handle if there were feelings. If it feels like there may have been feelings a little bit one-sided, because we've got this 8 coming up in a minute in the future position. But yeah, it does feel like this youthful hurdles got in the way, because in the present we've got the King of Pentacles energy. So this is talking about career and money, but there being an issue around career and money. When you were in touch with Claudio, what, you know, did you give him a big lavish gift? Is there something here around that? It feels very much that, again, because this is reversed, it feels like this money is a stumbling block, or position or authority is a stumbling block somehow. I don't quite know where that's coming in. It feels like it here, the hurdle was all about, you know, you not being ready in some way. And then when we get to here, there's still a hurdle, but this hurdle now is to do with finances or career. Could be that he works away, could be that you've moved away for work, could be something as simple as that. But I think it maybe goes deeper in terms of career and in terms of sort of finances. I don't know whether, hang on, Wispy, I don't know whether this is going to be one of those situations where he's asking you for financial support. I hope it isn't. I hope you haven't kind of, I don't know whether Venmo's, I don't even think we got Venmo in Europe, but I hope you haven't sent him some money by PayPal or something. You know what I mean? I hope you haven't been financially giving him more than maybe you should, or more than maybe you can afford. This is a little bit sticky for me. I don't know why this is an icky card coming up. Normally the King of Pentacles is great because the king is in his counting house counting out his money. It's a good card, but this just feels icky in some way. For the future, we do have a romance card, if that makes sense. So we do have the 8 of Cups. Cups is all about emotions, but Cups is also about, or Cups is all about emotions, but the 8 is about moving from a difficult situation where you are now towards something else, moving towards the 9 of Cups, towards a different journey. And the room here, as you can see, is leaking. But when we look outside, it's not raining. On internet, what is going on? There we go. With the 8 of Cups, it's the situation you're in, I don't think is particularly great. Okay, so the 8s are quite interesting. They're talking about movement and going forward and all of that. And so this is talking about moving forward emotionally. Now, I did say we'd look at this from a romance perspective. So that is very, very good. It's moving out of this leaky roof, leaky, roof, leaky. Forgot the word, even though I just said it. Moving out of this leaky house into something hopefully better. But that in itself is a really, it's like a difficult step to make, if that makes sense. Now, in terms of, does he have any romantic interest? There is nothing here, my darling, about romance. This is more saying that this is a card for you to move forward. Do you know what I mean? This is a you moving forward. I really get the impression that as a friend, you kind of developed feelings that maybe Claudio hasn't reciprocated, because this is talking very much like, this feels very friend, very neutral. And then we've got this, and this is really screaming at me. Wispy is literally shouting in my ear hole, this is for you. Move on, like find some. Oh no, we were back. Hang on, I can't even connect it at my end to the Wi-Fi because it's just, we're on Ethernet and everything. Anyway, right. So the Knight of Wands connecting the page and the king. What does the Knight of Wands represent? It represents confidence, but it represents like teenage rebellious energy. Okay. And this has been reversed. So it feels like, you know, when you're a teenager and you get that crush, or you get that moment where you're like, oh, I really fancy this person. This is what is connecting with. And I think it's, if I had to if I had to have a guess, Janice, I would say that the feelings that you've had for Claudio, I think possibly, I think the fact that Claudio didn't come out and say, oh my God, Janice, I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't think that happened. And therefore, I think it affected your confidence. I think it's like one of those things where you try to put up the wall and put the mask on and carry forward. Okay, well, we can just be friends. That's absolutely fine. But secretly, there was a little bit of you that were kind of crumbled away into a corner. Does that make sense? The King of Pentacles going to the Eight of Cups. So this journey, we've got the Four of Swords. So again, 4 is stability, things continuing the way they are. I don't think Claudio is going to say anything at all. I don't think there's going to be any shift. I don't think he's got feelings with you for you in that way, because the 4 is saying it's just going to continue. This same old is going to continue. This stability is going to continue. Even though it's a sword, it puts us right back here with this sword. It's literally saying that cycle can repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. You see him, you fancy him again, those feelings come back up, and then he goes off and does his own thing, and then all of a sudden you're left kind of a bit, not necessarily heartbroken, but feeling a bit foolish or feeling a bit sort of embarrassed by it. And then it all happens again, and then back to the same circle over and over and over. The root of it all is that death card. It is that rebirth, reignition type card. And it is all about, I think, right, hang on. Here we go. We're getting serious now. You know, I'm getting serious when we swap to eye contact. So, Janice, I think that you don't want to admit that this needs to happen. This rebirth needs to happen. I think that you're probably still in the, oh, maybe one day he'll notice me. Maybe if I just do this the right way, if I just do my hair the right way, if I just say the right thing, he'll realize what he's got with me. Why is he looking at all these other girls and all these other people when he, you know, his true love could be standing right beside him and he doesn't know? It's like that feeling I'm getting coming from the cards from you. And you don't want to admit that actually it's not going to happen. And that is why we keep having this cycle, this 4 of Swords, this painful cycle. Might have to turn that off. This painful cycle repeating. And it's like it keeps repeating, because at the root, I don't think you want to admit that the best thing for you, my darling, isn't Claudio. The best thing for you is to move forward from this leaky roof where you're putting all these emotions are overflowing, they're dripping down, there's dank and dark with all these emotions that aren't going anywhere. And you kind of need to leave this behind, go out this door, and move on up on your journey. Do you know what I mean? I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. I know it's not going to be the answer that you were hoping for, just because the way the cards have fallen. I am pretty sure that you were hoping I would say yes, and come Valentine's Day, he will declare his undying love for you, and you'll trot off into the sunset on the back of a white Charger, off into the future where you're going to be married and have 17 children. Trust me, we would love you to be the first Beyond Authentic Tarot wedding. We would love it, because both me and Patricia are desperate to wear a lovely hat. It's just, I don't think that's going to happen, my darling. I really don't. But thank you very much for your question. Thank you for your donation. And yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're totally in love with him, but I do think there are emotions there. And I do think there's a little bit of hope. And I think if you sit and look deep into your heart, I think there could have been a moment where you were like, what if? Does that make sense? But yeah, thank you ever so much. I know YouTube adverts are getting worse. We haven't watched... Oh, hang on, actually. I thought Disney was bringing adverts in. We haven't watched anything on Prime recently, because Prime's supposed to have brought adverts back in. If it does, I will have to get rid of it and pay the extra £3. I don't want to, but I might have to, because I can't stand adverts. And Charles Studies, can you please not spam the chat? Thank you. The mods are asking, and so yeah, can we not spam the chat, please? I've got Luhu. Hello, my darling. I've got a question in from Luhu, so let's have a look. I will do that. Yeah, listen, my darling, close that door behind you, walk through that front door, leave that leaky room behind you. Ain't worth it. Move on. Go and find yourself the 9 of Cups. Go and find yourself that wonderful, loving, heart-filled, romantic relationship where the two of you bond, and yeah, go do that, because it isn't going to be with Claudio. But at least now you've got an inkling about that. At least the guides are kind of saying, look, it's probably never going to happen. So the best thing you can do is put that behind you and start walking along that path. And who knows, over that hill, what we don't see on that card is what's over that hill. Do you know what I mean? So just over that hill could be a very, very, very good looking person just waiting for you to meet them. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that helps. Oh gosh, I do apologize. I was hiccuping earlier. Now I'm burping. Oh, disgusting. Right, let's have a look. Luhu. Yoo-hoo, Luhu. Yoo-hoo. I called you Yoo-hoo then. My good Lord, what is happening today? Luhu, let's have a look. I will get to your question, my darling, right now. Don't forget, everybody, if you send your question via super chat, like Janice did, and like Luhu has done just here. In £5. I know what that denomination is. Oh, I didn't ask. Hang on. Did you say what the denomination was on the other one? I don't think you did. Did you? No, I don't think so. Gosh, hang on. What's happening? Everything's jumping around. My chat today is very jumpy. Hang on, Janice. I've got you from there. Don't jump, chat. I'm trying to find out. Oh, hang on. It's Peruvian. Oh, thank you very much. So pen is P-E-N. Oh, Peruvian. I'm surprised there's not a V in there. But anyway, oh, that's really interesting. Thank you for that. I do need to do some geography. Spelled Geography. Geography. Yeah, right. Let's have a look. Sorry, Lou. Sorry, I got distracted. So yes, hello, I've applied for a new job. I'm wondering if it'll be successful. So then, Wispy, let's have a look for Lou. First of all, let's cleanse the space. There we go. And Lou Wispy Lou would like to know, they've applied for a new job and is wondering if they'll be successful. Is Lou going to be successful in the new job? Let's have a look. I'm going to do a three and a three. So we'll do the where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is, and then I'll develop the second lot from there, Wispy. Let's see what that opportunity card brings. Okay, so then here we go, Lou. Let's have a look. Sorry, I shouldn't keep banging that. I've got a pad just under here for this arm where the microphone's on, so it should dull or deaden the noise when I hit the table, but it doesn't seem to work the way that I thought it would. Anyway, let's have a look. Where you are, 10 of Swords reversed. What you need to know, the Moon reversed. Okay, time for action. And the opportunity that's coming up. Oh, the Chariot, definitely time for action. Wowzer. Right then. So, Wispy, as a new job interview or application, there's a lot here. Let's go through. I'm going to clarify these two. So, the where you are, the 10 of Swords. Swords is all about trouble and strife, and the 10 is really difficult times. I think you're going through it, my darling. I think you are going through it. Like, this is literally, you can see this poor bird has been hit with all of these pins. Individually, the pins are nothing, but when you've got 10 pins going through you, for a bird that size, that's an awful lot of wounds, an awful lot of stabbing. Now, we have got hope here, so we have got, you know, the soul being reborn in an egg and all of that lot, so there is definitely hope for the future. But when it's this way up, I think you have gone through a really shit time right now in terms of life, the universe, and everything. It really does feel like the job that you've applied for, I don't think, I get the impression that where you are work wise is probably stressing you, rather than it being a fact of, you know, you're not in any kind of work at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It feels much more like this is, you're in a shit situation work wise that you're wanting to improve. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it being the other way around. Now, with the moon normally is a lot more like this. So it's normally a much more sort of happy, joyous type thing. Do you know what I mean? It's normally a lot more upbeat. And when it's this way around in this deck, it's talking about, you know, quiet, solitude, spirituality, that navel gazing, all of that intuition type element. When it's this way up, it feels very much like, I don't know, it feels very much like you maybe, Wispy, clarify it. Hang on a second. Right, we're going to do a lot of clarifying with this one. In fact, here we go. Wispy, use the light seers. Clarify with the light seers, please. So the moon's intuition and spiritual element, how does that play into Lou's work situation? Is it literally about, is it hang on, Wispy, give it to me again. Are you ignoring, Lou? Have you been ignoring, like the universe is knocking and going, you should be doing XYZ, and you haven't been doing that, and you've been ignoring this intuitive element in you? Because this is really talking about like in the what you need to know. It's like you're missing the point somehow. You're missing that part. Hang on, let me clarify. I don't know whether this if the new job is more down this sort of intuitive and feels more right for you intuitively, then it may well be what the moon is referencing here. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. See, what was the next one? Oh, the Chariot. Of course it was. It's up there. Right, so Wispy, we're going to clarify what the moon reversed is trying to say. The Eight of Cups, emotional journey, and the Page of Wands. Okay, Wispy, I'm just not. And the King of Swords. Right, so right. Let me answer this first question first, right? You're wondering if you'll be successful in the application. It's such a wank answer to say it depends. I think if this is following your intuition in some way, then I think you'll be okay. But I'm wondering if this job is even not moon is talking about. There we go. Hello, I'm back. It could be right. So one thing the moon could be talking about is you'll find out within a month, because we've got a month. It can be moon cycles, right? So a month. Patricia's saying it could be. Oh, hang on, where did that just go? Uncertainty and self-deception. It could be that you are deceiving yourself, but it could also be that there is to things when you are younger. Hopefully you've heard me all the way through that. I'm just saying the Eight of Cups is that emotional journey forward that I don't think you're quite ready for yet. The Page of Wands is talking about confidence and inner self-esteem and having that sort of that confidence of youth. That idea of you're never going to, you can drive fast, you can ride your bike over jumps and things because it doesn't really matter. You're not going to hurt, you're not going to end yourself. You know what I mean? And then the King of Swords is coming in saying, yeah, but these issues are still here. So I don't know whether this job with this boss, like whoever this King of Swords is, this boss, I don't know whether this is your current boss, whether you are just absolutely fucking been put through the ringer by your current boss, but it absolutely feels like there's something about this new job that isn't a good fit somehow. And I think you know it. I think you know that this job might not be the right fit for you because you're going against that instinct, if that makes sense. We've got the Chariot card. Now, the Chariot is talking about movement and going on a journey. It very rarely means a physical journey. It normally means like an emotional journey or like a life journey. Now, I do think that there's something here. This card being reversed, I think, is also telling that I don't think this journey is going to happen the way that you're expecting. So it almost feels like at the moment, I don't think. Hang on, Lou, is this job within the same company? Oh, thank you, Holland. Holland's just hang on, I can find that on the live. Currently doing two people's jobs and you're under so much pressure and very tired. This will be the King of Swords. Right, yeah, no, This is why it's wrong. This is why it's wrong. Right. It's not. It's right. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm getting. If it's within the same company, this is not right for you. Right. Absolutely not right for you. Because it feels like this King of Swords that's causing you this stress here, this King of Swords is not going to let you get away with it almost. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like whatever you're, you know, like when you're a kid, you get your permanent record at school. It's like that's on your permanent record. You wait till you're 50 and you're applying for, or you wait till you're 30 and applying for a job and a mortgage. They'll look at your permanent. Is it bollocks? Do you know what I mean? It's absolute bollocks. Nobody ever says, oh, before I sell you this house, let me see what you were doing in 5th grade. Let me see your spelling test from Mr. Jeffries when you were 8. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't happen. It's bullshit. But that's what we're told. It feels like this is not the right job. You know this isn't right. The comment that you put there, you'll never leave. I think that is right. I think you need to leave because it feels like whilst you're in this position, whilst you're in this company, this King of Swords ain't going to let you go. It's not. And this is why this 8 of Cups is coming up reversed, because it's saying you're not following your heart. You're not moving on in a way that is going to be emotionally fulfilling or anything else. It literally is saying like the journey is there, but you can't seem to take it for whatever reason. And then when we're looking at the Chariot as well coming in, if it was this way up, start that journey, go for it. Absolutely, all power to you. Go on this go on this journey, go on this travel, find what it is that you're looking for. Find yourself, search for the hero inside yourself, all of that, right? It would be talking about all of that. However, it's saying that this journey isn't going to happen. Wispy, with the Lightseers deck, let's see, right? I'm going to ask another question. Let's see. Should Lou Who look for a job in a different company or in a different field away from her current employer? Should Lou Who look for a job away from the current employer? Right. And I'm gonna use the Lightseers. Here we go. Well, we've had 2 cards drop. I'm not listening to those, Wispy, because it's 2. You know the rules. If you want 1 to drop, it can only be 1. Right. As I say that, oh no, multiple cards. This is my shuffling because it's getting late into the stream. Right, here we go. That's not, and that came up before. Right, 6 of Cups. So this is talking about your, very specifically, normally the 6 of Cups would be talking more about community. This is talking about your expectations versus reality. So it's like, when you are young and you meet this puppy and things are great, and as you get older, you know what I mean, you've got to realize that the dog gets older with you, all of that stuff that happens. It is about emotions. It is about the wider family, the wider, you know, the people that you work with. But I do get the impression that this right, hang on. If we use that as a clarifier, Wispy, 1 cup. If we use that as a clarifier, Wispy, 6 into the community, Queen, Sun, God. Yeah, you whilst you're still in this community, this workplace, you are not going to be allowed to move forward. The Queen of Wands reverse, you're not going to achieve that independence, that confidence. The Sun reverse, the growth, you're not going to get that growth that you're looking for. And the 4 of Pentacles, that stability is going to stagnate you because the 4 of Pentacles is reversed. All of these cards are reversed. So again, if this is looking at, because it jumped, this is the clarifier, this is the message for should you look elsewhere. I think absolutely, because you are not going to get this within this company. Does that make sense, Lou? It really doesn't feel like you are appreciated within wherever it is that you work now. Now, again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. It could be that you're there for a reason. You know what I mean? It could be that your office is 5-minute walk down the road and you get to nip home for lunch every day. in which case that might be worth more than being respected or, you know, given fair, adequate pay or promotion or whatever. It could be that you know, secretly have been having an affair with your boss. I don't know why I talk about that all the time, but it could be, in which case that might be a reason to stay. It could be the money's great. It could be that you're just scared of moving forward because it's a massive, massive step. There could be many, many, many reasons. But again, it feels like you're stagnating where you are, and that the company don't really have. Okay, Wispy's given. Thank you, Wispy. Wispy's given me this. I wish I could be good with names. I'm not. Wispy's giving me this mental image of a YouTuber. She does YouTube shorts, and she always says at the end of it, "Toodaloo." And it's, if you know, you know, you'll be able to find her. But she talks about one of her characters that she plays in these YouTube shorts has been at this company for years, right? And is now managing a team, even though she's not paid as a manager. She's got all this experience, and in a skit that she does, she's talking to another worker about speaking to HR about the opportunity for promotion, and the other member of staff says they're not going to promote you, not because you haven't got the skills, but because where you are, you're doing the job of 3 people. So why would they promote you out of that and then have to pay 3 people to do that same job? And there's that realization there that actually you're working your ass off for somebody else. And excuse me. And while you're doing that, you're doing it at such a high level that there is no incentive to move you forward, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. I know it's a little bit out of the way. I don't know whether you'll probably get an interview. If it's a move up, I mean, put it this way, I hope you get it. I hope that there's a promotion involved. I hope you get more money. But my advice would absolutely be to maybe start looking elsewhere for something. Hang on. Oh, no, that one. Yeah, absolutely. Hard to move on after 20 years. And then Patricia said this, look, do you still want to be there in 20 years time? Absolutely. Absolutely, my darling. That would be the question. And yeah, anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I really, really, really do. Thanks, Patricia and Ed. I've got it. It just feels that this is a really important question. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, excuse me, yawning. What is wrong with me tonight? I'm feeling very tired. That's what's wrong with me today. I've had a busy day. Right then, shall we try and squeeze in one more reading, everybody? Let's try and do one more reading. Anyway, Lou, I really hope that helps, my darling. It feels like a bit of a stuck situation to be in. Do you know what I mean? It really does. I hope that helps. And just make sure, listen, if you stay there, and you're stay working for this company, which is entirely your decision, my darling. But if you do, make sure you're doing it for your reasons. Do you know what I mean? Make sure that it fits what you need right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop your questions into the live chat. If you are wanting a reading, go ahead and do that right now. It's saying we've only got 6 people online. One of those is going to be Lou, who's just had a reading. So if you would like a reading, go ahead and put it into the live chat right now, starting with the word question. If nobody does, then we will finish early. I get to run to the loo and then go and have dinner. Definitely in that order, because otherwise, no. Anyway, pop your questions into put your questions in the live chat, starting with the word question. Go ahead and do that now, or send it as a super chat. Thank you very much. And if not, I'm nipping to the loo and then going to have dinner with my lovely other half.
we have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Yes, indeed. Alem, yours is the only question. So yours is the last one tonight. So it was worthwhile hanging on till the end, wasn't it, Alem? That's all I can say. Right then, let's have a look. So I am going to swap the camera back. There we go. Turn the light back on and pull up your question. Oh, no, I've got your question. There we go. Right then, so we'll cleanse the space one more time. And Wispy, for the very last time tonight, my friend, for the last time tonight, question for LM. What will come next for me in my life? Thank you. What is on the way for LM? No idea of any area, a general reading. We'll have a look for you, LM, and hopefully we'll get you a little bit of insight, a little bit of guidance. Let's have a look. Here we go. So we are going to do the where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is. Okay, so this is in your life in general, not in any particular area. Where you are, I don't mean physically, I mean like in your life, where you are in your life's path. Oh, 6 of Wands. Wands is all about confidence, self-esteem, and the 6 is about community. So are you somebody who in your friendship group is seen as quite important? Are you somebody, because we've got the laurel wreath, it's like if you look in this card, in the where you are, this would be you. So you are this one above the others, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether you're a leader somehow, a leader amongst your friends, a leader amongst your community, but it feels very much like you are the one that people look to in some way, because we've got this victory wreath, this laurel wreath that goes around this particular wand. So I think you're quite confident in that role, if that makes sense. In the what you need to know, oh, 9 of Swords. So there's a lot of, even though you're quite confident, I think there's a bit of shit coming your way, my darling. Let me just put it that way. A bit of shit coming your way, because the 9 of Swords, as it says here, look, there's a lot of different swords, a lot of different blades here. So we've got a needle, a pin, razor, we've got a fold-uppy knife, a dagger, a saw, a meat cleaver, a hacksaw, and a sickle. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of hurdles, a lot of problems, a lot of stresses that are coming your way at the moment, but I don't think they're from you. So it feels like whether this is career or whether this is friend group, it's like a lot of people are bringing their troubles to you, and you're almost having to firefight in a way. Does that make sense? It's like you're having to help lots of different people with their problems. Now, again, I don't know what your career, what your job, or what your friendship circle is, but that's all well and good if you've got a job role that allows you to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you are, I don't know, say if you're selling computers, right, and you need to be up to date on all the latest spec and all the latest this, that, and the other, then that's great. But if you spend all day, every day, telling your friends, telling your work colleagues, about the latest P79 chip and how this expands the memory by another 500 million gigajoules, whatever they are, right? And you spend all your time helping your friends out, you're not going to get the sales yourself. Do you know what I mean? And or not helping your friends, helping your colleagues out. But equally, in a friendship circle, if you spend all your time solving your friends' problems, then how are you going to solve your own? Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're constantly being the one that people come to, if you're constantly the one that has to solve everybody else's swords, because this is reverse saying they're bringing it to you, then how do you deal with your own shit when it happens. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes some sense. And then the opportunity card that's around you, the moon again. Okay. So in this case, the moon would be talking about, hang on, this would be talking right. Hang on. First of all, let's do what I normally do. Let's play the moon. Where is it? There it is. So that's the standard moon in a lot of the decks. Now the moon is talking about, to a large extent, navel gazing, looking within, looking for inspiration, looking for ideas and things along that nature. But if this is in your opportunity, then I don't. Wispy, clarify this. Wispy, clarify the moon in this situation. So we've got LM being seen as an authority figure, or a leader, or somebody to go to in this situation. Lots of problems coming to them, so lots of issues being dropped at LM's feet. And then the moon reversed, so not to trust their intuition, not to go with that. I don't get this card, Wispy. I don't get the moon tonight. I think this is the second time the moon is sticking me. So okay, opportunities and judgment. What? Okay, so LM, what was I mean, these are major cards. So we've got judgment, which is here, standard judgment, the angel calling the souls to heaven, and the wheel of fortune, which is, as you can see, a wheel on a fluffy cloud. This is really interesting. Hang on. No, stop playing all the buttons. Thank you. This is really interesting because it's talking about, look, the opportunity that you've got is to stop. Is it just simply stop being everyone's counselor? Is that literally what the card is saying, Wispy? Because it's talking about this. Hang on. Hang on. Right, let me look on in the live. Right, hang on. You've had a few weeks in job, a few hard weeks in job and love. Right. Are you? Oh, how can I put this? Have you been doing something you really shouldn't? Right. Gambling on something you should not be gambling on. Something that have you been taking risks that are perhaps a little bit foolhardy, and the risks are, the risk could come back and bite you in the bum, is what I'm trying to say, right? Have you been doing something that you perhaps shouldn't be doing for your long-term benefit, your long-term health, your long-term job security? Because there's something here that Wispy's trying to give me around this idea of you. Right, I'm just going to say it, right? There's something here about you not doing what you should be doing, not doing what you think is the right answer, and somehow, like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying that you are breaking the law. I'm not saying you are embezzling from your employer, or you are taking something you shouldn't, or you are doing something you shouldn't within the workplace or within your friendship group. But it feels very much like you are covering something up in a way. Does that make sense? So I don't know whether I'm getting this really strong vibe. Now, I don't know whether this is to do with the workplace or the love that you've put in the comments here. I don't know whether there's an element of cheating or an element of dishonesty that's coming through. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about this risk, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune is there are rewards, but there are also risks. So, like, let me give you an example to tell you that there is no judgment on my end, right? When I used to work in pubs and clubs back in the day, it was a known thing that a lot of the DJs, I was a DJ for a long time. A lot of the DJs, a lot of the entertainment staff were on some kind of drug because it kept you up, it kept you dancing, it kept you in the same sort of mindset as a lot of the people that were coming into the clubs. And so there was a lot of that around, and I did the same thing that a lot of other people would do when you're young and naive. I partook, I did that, right? And again, no judgment, but there's something here about taking risks. Now, I knew I was taking risks with my own health and my own, well-being, but because of the job, because of pressure, because I was young and naive, I did it anyway. Luckily for me, it was never an issue. It never became a problem. It was something I was able to stop. And, once I moved on and was doing other things for a job that weren't just standing behind a DJ box, once I, developed the entertainment side of my old career, I didn't have to use that because I wasn't just standing up in a place for 6 hours playing music. Do you know what I mean? So there's no judgment here. And I'm not saying you're doing anything like that, but there is this element where I think you've been maybe pushing things a bit, maybe burning the candle at both ends, or maybe just taking that sort of risk a little bit further than is right for you personally. And it may well be that, right, yeah, listen, hopefully you heard me say that, right? Whatever you were gambling with, hopefully just make sure you can afford the loss, because this full moon being reversed is leading you into that dark place, right? And there is going to be judgment here, and there will be judginess from yourself. But at the end of the day, this is more about, I think, the people around you, the friends, the family, the work colleagues, whatever it is that you're giving advice to, they want you to be the best version of you, right? And if you've been pushing things and spinning this wheel a little bit too much and risking things a little bit too much, then it could end very difficultly, if that makes sense. It could end very harsh. Okay, so if this reading is giving you a little glimpse into something, then just watch yourself, right? Listen, I'm not in any way, shape or form judging, and I'm not in any way, shape or form telling you not to do anything or to, change anything that you're doing with your life. It's your life. You live it how you choose, but live your life in a way that will mean that you can still have a good tomorrow and a good day after tomorrow and a good day after the day after tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Live your life in a way that will mean that you can still get up, look yourself in the mirror and feel proud about where you are. That might not be possible right now with this Wheel of Fortune card. It feels like there's a lot happening. I am somebody with an addictive personality type, so I am currently dealing with food issues. I used to deal with gambling issues. I had to go to Gamblers Anonymous at one point because that got out of hand. So I'm very used to having to admit when my life messes up. Luckily, at the moment, my life is going reasonably well, and the food issues that I have are under control for the most part. If you're not there yet, trust in the process and just try and look after yourself. Try and do the best thing you can. But what I will say, my darling, is that bloody internet is doing my head in. If you feel that this stress and all of this is getting too much and you're taking too many risks here with whatever it is that you're doing, then please reach out for support. That is what I would say, my darling. And I'm going to leave you with that. I hope it helps. Yeah, reach out. Listen, you're seen in a positive way with the people around you in your community. Reach out to them if you need that support. I am sure that they will be there for you. If not, reach out to friends, family, supporters, charities, whatever it is that you need to do. Just make sure that you find a way to handle these stresses that is a little bit less risky. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. Oh, we got deep there at the end, didn't we? We got deep there at the end. I was struggling, to be honest with you, my darling. I was struggling on how frank to be. But luckily, my life is full of examples of me doing things that aren't the healthiest, and thankfully I've survived them all. Not necessarily in one piece, but I've got through them, and I'm very, very grateful to be the person I am today, and very, very grateful to have got to the age that I'm at and to still be kicking and screaming and doing what I do. So yay. It could have been very difficult, trust me, or very different. And all I would say, my darling, is I would hate to see you go down any of the dark avenues that some of my friends went down in similar situations. And yeah, anyway, thanks everyone for joining us. I know we got really deep and intense at the end, didn't we? That, you see, is the power of tarot. Sometimes, Wispy, thank you so much for tonight, Wispy. Let's just cleanse the space and let you go fly. Sometimes Wispy sends me images and things that I can only interpret one way, and it puts me in a certain situation. Thank you, Ed. I've turned it off already. Thank you. Look, it's off. There's no lights. Look, there's my little torchy bit just there. Look, I know. Look, tied on with a bit of fabric. All the technology in the world. But yeah, sometimes Wispy sends me thoughts and feelings and messages that are so kind of personal that I struggle to interpret them in a way that isn't putting anybody on blast. But luckily for me, I've normally got plenty of experiences in my life where I fucked up in various ways that I can say, look, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, still here. You do you, just don't make the same mistakes some of my friends have. But anyway, thank you everybody. It's been a fascinating night tonight, and yeah, I hope everybody's had a lovely time. I will be back on Sunday evening 6 p.m. for our lovely members, and again, I'm going to hit the button. No, that's not that one, it is this one. Thank you very much to our Coffee Club crew members over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Thank you very much to everybody for supporting me and the channel over there. And of course, I'll be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for some more tarot readings. So, and I might even bring should we get some oracle cards out? Let's see if I can get the oracle cards out as well. So then I will see you all again on Sunday evening, either at 6 or 7. But for now, have a lovely week. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will definitely catch you next time. Bye-bye.